name is Hakiem Hines. My speech is titled Initiation. Have you ever been attacked or attempted to be attacked while on your way to school by rival gangs? My topic is gang violence, and I want you all to understand that as a black man, I'm automatically assumed to be affiliated with specified gangs due to the area I live in. I'm living proof that being raised around gangs doesn't mean you have to indulge in gang activity. My main points include history of revolutionary movements, being born and raised in Chicago, automatically affiliated with specified gangs, and also the history of gangs. And my goal is to get my audience to understand that black men are forced into a label of gang affiliation by both rivals and law officials. History repeats itself in the simplest forms. Understanding the history of gangs can help build a thought about why it has become. Let's start with the revolution. The Black Panther Party was founded in Oakland in 1966 by Huey Newton and Bobby Seale, created to exempt African Americans from Army draft, to arm all blacks, and also to rise against white supremacy. Fred Hampton was the revolutionary leader of the Chicago branch of the Black Panther Party. The revolution had some internal disagreements and split into multiple segments at one point. Leaders was assassinated and organization was labeled as a national threat to law officials. After the leaders of the revolution was killed, black groups broke up into segments. A unified group, which now has become a rival. Next, we will begin with the history of gangs. The history of violent gangs started after the revolution split up. The main places blacks migrated after slavery was Chicago and LA. After the revolution, gangs in California like Crips and Bloods surfaced. Crips and Bloods is a well-known national and sometimes worldwide gang rival that was founded in streets of Los Angeles, that migrated throughout the country and eventually migrated throughout foreign countries. Chicago had GDs, Mickey Cobras, and Vice Lords. At one point in the early 70s, or early to mid 70s, the GDs, Vice Lords, and Mickey Cobras all were rival gangs in the Cabrini Green area, where there were multiple deaths, drug sales, and any other illegal criminal activity that you can think of. Cabrini Green is closer to the north side of Chicago. It's a Chicago Housing Authority public project building for low-income residents, of course. The GDs were once called BGDs, which is Black Gangster Disciple Nation, which is the first gang that was founded in Chicago by Larry Hoover and King David as we know him. During the crack epidemic, which was in the 80s, drug was a big part of black culture due to there being little to no jobs in black communities. So much money was generated that turf was started. What I mean by that is, if I was on one block or one corner and another rival gang, like if I was a GD on one corner and the Mickey Cobras was on another corner, we all sold drugs because there was there were either no jobs or there were few jobs that required background checks, and due to a lot of black men being arrested for petty crimes and being manipulated into the system, they were unable to get jobs. So the turf was the turf surfaced because if I was on one corner making so much money, I wouldn't allow another rival gang to come over here and make money because I would be taking money out of my pocket essentially. Young black men were classified as trophies because they were going to be new gang members. What I mean by that is, trophies meant that, okay, let's say if I was a 35-year-old GD and I had a son, and my son would be labeled as a trophy because he would be raised into a GD lifestyle. So it's not that a lot of black men were interested in joining a gang. They were pretty much basically forced into joining a gang, something similar to religion. And gangs had a birthplace. What was once the second and third largest city in the nation, Chicago and Illinois, as we stated. Now, me being a black man, being born and raised in Chicago in the '90s, was not healthy for kids at all. Neighborhoods were segregated due to gang territory. Inglewood was the second most poor community in the entire state. If you were a black male with an unfamiliar face in a new area, you would be a target. You would be assumed to belong to a gang in the area near where you reside, or you would be viewed as a criminal who is out of place, and you would be thought to be up under suspicious activity. Infamous gang leaders include names like David Barksdale, which is King David as we know him, Larry Hoover, which was David Barksdale's partner. They both started the BGDN Nation, which is Black Gang Disciple Nation. Jeffrey Fort, who is the leader of, who was the founder of Black P. Stones, which was once called the Black Rangers. They were also a revolutionary neighborhood patrol gang, but then once the crack epidemic surfaced, it started to be a territorial thing, and a lot of criminal activity started to surface. And Willie Lloyd, which is also the Vice Lord leaders. And that's just to name a few. Gangs have always had bad reputations. Not everyone living in those neighborhoods is affiliated. So to wrap all of this up, my main points include the history and revolutionary movements of gangs, being born and raised in Chicago and automatically affiliated. You can reshape the destiny of lots of people, more specifically black men like myself, and not prejudge them. I will not become a statistic. And that's it.